Hello, my name is Merk. This is my channel. Welcome. We've recently started a series called Libraries of Outlands, and it has to do with all the books available throughout the Outlands. We were going to do one video, but there's way too many books and it's going to take way too long, and the video would have been like 3 days long. So we decided to do one single video on each book that we could find. Maybe sometimes we'll combine it and have 2 or 3. We'll see. I want to briefly go over the basics for weapon and parry codexes. Again, codex allow players to enhance their weapon skills by leveling the codex stances, as well as unlocking finishers and abilities for their particular weapon skill. All this can be found, by the way, at the website shown above. Players are able to craft codices with the inscription skill. All codices are blessed and cannot be stolen. The fencing codex requires 80 skill points in tactics and fencing. This must be a printed 80, not increased through magic 80. Each character's codex profile is stored per character and not in the item. So each character has their own experience with that codex. You gotta have the codex in the backpack to level it and use it. You can't use weapon abilities and finishers on backstabs. You gain experience points towards your codex by killing creatures with the weapon type matching the codex. So all those staffs. So you can double click the codex and you can see the progress and the menus and all the things you need there. On the top half of the codex gump, you'll see the 5 stances that you can advance in. You click the large button next to each stance to activate it. The small button gives you information about each one, which we'll be going over for Arcane in this video. You can only have one active stance for each codex you have active. Every time you change a stance, it will cost you 3 mana. There's no cooldown. Each stance can be upgraded with upgrade points up to rank 7. There's a codex hotbar, and if you select the stance in that, whatever stance that you select in that hotbar will auto renew, so it will reactivate every 10 seconds. When a player reaches rank 5 in any stance for a skill, it unlocks the ability to select a finisher. If you have a finisher active, these finishers are large-scale weapon hits, and they often deliver special effects, which we'll talk about. Each codex has 2 finishers that you can choose from at no cost. You can only trigger 1 finisher on each mob, but if you have a boss-type creature, you can trigger a finisher every 60 seconds. Exceptions to that will be included in the Discipline Aspect Armor set. The finisher has tiers. Every time you reach rank 5 in a stance, you'll get the opportunity to increase your finisher. Each tier of finisher has 2% more finisher chance. To occur is also scaled along with this weapon speed. The slower the weapon is, the more likely you are to hit it with a single swing. Each one of these codex has 3 weapon abilities that you can unlock and activate. It takes 50 points to unlock. Once unlocked, the lock symbol of the weapon is replaced with a large orb-shaped weapon ability button. In order for a player to perform weapon ability, the weapon ability meter must be full. All weapon abilities for players share the same weapon ability cooldown. Every 6 seconds, the player's weapon ability meter will fill by 10%, and by an additional 10% depending on your arms lore. This means that you can have 60-second cooldown, but can be decreased all the way down to 24 seconds. Once toggled, the weapon ability will trigger on the next melee hit a player lands, and the weapon meter will be reset, so it's controllable during combat. You can open a codex hotbar, which allows players to quickly change and view their stances, finishers, weapon abilities in one place, as well as set their stance to auto-renew or monitor their weapon ability meter. The codex hotbar can be accessed via the hotbar button at the bottom of the codex gump. Today we're going to be looking at the fishing codex. This one used to be kind of housed within the archery codex, but they made its own specific codex recently, and kind of want to talk about some of the things in it. I haven't built up a character to max out this codex yet, but soon hopefully I will, and I can talk more about it. But first, let's go over what we have. So the first stance in the fishing codex is called Snipe, and it increases your accuracy by 4% per rank. The next one is Pin Down. Your weapons swing increases your damage resistance to all enemies by 4% per rank for 5 seconds. Skewer deals an additional 6% of damage per rank, inflicted to a random target within 2 tiles, and has a 2% chance per rank to apply a pierce effect of 25 for 15 seconds to both targets. Strafe is pretty awesome. Damage is increased by 4% per rank if player's ship has moved within the last 0.5 seconds, with bonus doubled if target is not on the same ship as player. Heave. While you're at sea, the range is increased by 1 per rank, and damage is increased by 10% per rank, but 2% chance per rank. Any hits will convert to misses. On land, it increases range by your rank divided by 2, rounded up, and damage by 3% per rank. Run through is a finisher. It inflicts 500% damage to targets, with damage increased by 300% if the target is on the same ship as the player. Salvo is a second finisher. It deals 150% damage to target and then resolves 5 additional hits for 150% damage randomized between targets and all creatures within 4 tiles. Max of 3 hits per creature. Okay, now you have 3 weapons abilities inside this Codex. You have Rouse, Scourge, and Buoy. Rouse, for the next 5 seconds, all damage dealt by the ship crew members is increased by 25%. Scourge is for next 15 seconds. The Impale weapon special will hit 2 additional targets or apply an additional 30% damage bonus for each unused additional target. Weapon Buoy, weapon ability called Buoy, immediately restores 5% of each crew member's health. So you can see how all these could be beneficial to you at sea. And sea battles pairs well with air because innately these are slow weapons, so the faster you can make them, the better you can do. Air tends to let you do that. Command, if you've got critters, that's a good one to have too. That's it for today. Thanks for checking in with me. Like, share, subscribe, tell me what you think, comments, hit that post notification button so that you'll know every time I upload something. Hey, thanks, and peace.